Okay. We're live.
You just open the screen all the way up. The window. It's just the wind, it's the,
Like that?
yeah,
That's here.
just cause. The picture, it's small enough, without making it small. Hi Ted, we can't hear you.
Ted, can you hear us? Can everybody hear us? Oh, is this not plugged in?
It's not on, there we go.
Okay.
I
Sorry.
hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so let's call the meeting to order. I think Janine's about to walk in the door. We just walked in the door. It's 7:04. There's no public here, so we'll skip along to the minutes. I didn't see anything the first time I went through it. I think they were fine. So we need to vote to approve the minutes of May 21st. I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
A second.
Some seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Great. Then we have the bills. The final cap went out. Now I'm sorry, I lost it. I have so many documents open. Are there any questions or thoughts? It all looks straightforward to me. Can I have a motion to approve the cap?
I make the motion to approve cap number 240618F in the amount of $17,666.60.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, great. Thank you. The financial reports. Struggling to find all things. That's the. Are there any questions about that?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
It was in the, they were they not in the?
It was a separate financial, it
Oh,
was a
there
separate
was the
email.
financial packet. Sorry. Yeah, we may have to work on.
I can print that out.
Was that the original one you sent out?
No, there was a second one
There's
and then a
one
third.
yesterday, that was financials.
It was at
Yes,
7 o'clock last
yeah.
night and then the
Okay.
cap went out this afternoon.
Fine.
Found it.
Yeah, and now I have 8 copies of it open.
You want to print it?
No, I actually did print it out too. I didn't see anything.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm. I don't see anything that I have any questions on. Do you have any comments, Ted?
No, you basically have it. It's straightforward.
Yeah. Anybody else? Have any thoughts? We've started spending the Berkshire to Connect, that's the money you're doing for the kids program or the teen program.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Good. Okay. I don't see anything that's striking. Should we vote to approve the financial reports?
Is the Baker and Taylor issued credit? Is that what you're talking about, Gene?
No.
No.
They gave the library credit because you paid the bill twice.
If what she's talking about is when we send books back in to
I'm
them.
just
they're
talking
supposed to
about
give
that
us credit.
supposed sustainable shelves program that we've been scanning books for years.
And I'll make a note to look at that.
Okay, can we have a motion to approve the financial reports for May 2024?
Motion.
Okay, second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I go back to a different window. Okay, so, I have very little to report. I was supposed to try to get people together to think about fundraising. I did not do it, the last couple of months have been.
I don't mind chiming in to say that I've been thinking about it
Oh, good.
and I've been doing a little bit of research, but I don't have anything really great to report. I keep coming up with different like fundraising ideas that I'm seeing on the web in different ways. But I don't know. I have a couple of ideas.
Okay. Then I'll definitely put a call out for a meeting some.
Cool. Cool. My only struggle is I don't know what the trick is to like make a lot of money. Like I keep seeing, different ideas and I don't know. There's just
Yeah, I agree. My thought every time I spend time thinking about it is that there's now a bunch of people in town trying to raise money and we're all now in direct competition with each other and I don't know what the right way to tackle that is. So
Did anyone see Rojan's?
I didn't go
Yeah,
to it, but I heard about it.
They always do.
Yeah.
Pat said $90,000.
Yeah, their budget is like
That's profit.
That's like their just normal budget
Yeah.
is like 450,000. It's like
insane.
they're
And they
Yeah.
have to raise that.
yeah, so
Yeah.
they have to raise that
And they've
much.
been doing that.
What's I'm sorry, what did they do to
Uh,
raise this money?
They have an annual gala. The New Pine Plains Herald did a nice article on it.
It was at Catamount that they did in the lodge there. I didn't go, but yeah.
They auction off donated things, so trips and whatever.
Cool.
They also have,
They're a bigger district, they're a special
but they
district
also have a
library.
lot of wealthy people there that
Mhm.
contribute, to that, and that are on their board, and
Mhm.
I think,
it's just a different place.
well, I think here it's just the outreach too, because I think I actually think we have.
Well, we have a
more
lot of
people
wealthy
here,
people, well,
but-
they have the whole Great Bend too.
but I suppose that's true. You go up that far.
Hillsdale.
But I
And they
think
have a
that.
big board, a lot of people on the board, I think, too.
Mhm.
They're a special district library, so their borders go beyond just one town, so they get a little of Ingram, a little of Gallatin, Copiague.
And I don't know what their expenses are. I think they have to raise a lot of money.
Yeah.
To pay their, whatever, it's a new building.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm going to find out, but they do this big gala every year. but it's also, they spend a lot of money on it.
Mhm.
Um,
And they plan it from the minute it ends,
Mhm.
yeah.
for the whole next year.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, you know, as the wrap of the president's report, I don't, we have to knuckle down to see what we can do. You know, looking at the financial reports, you know, we've gotten, you know, $6,600 in donations at this point this year. Which is great because we need to raise $15,432. So, you know, there we go, we've got some of it, but we do have to figure out what to do for the rest of it. So we'll have to put those thinking hats back on. I've got nothing else presidential to say, but let's pass it to Jean for the next.
Okay, well, the Friends do not meet in July and August.
Okay.
Well, we'll get together again in September for our next meeting. We did have a fun book sale about average money. We made about average what we usually make, which is around 1,500, which is not a lot, but it covers our expenses for the summer. We gave $500 for the summer program, and we're doing the prizes for the adult reading.
Okay.
Restaurant gift certificates. And our Lunch and Learn program last month in June, well, this past month in June, was fun. It was bring a favorite art piece to the group and share it. So we had a good time. We enjoyed that. Vicki Laputo brought fabric art, and I brought one of my mom's paintings she did of the Memorial Day parade in town. At Sissy House. We had someone come from the public that is not one of our members, so she's come to the last two, so that's been fun. We do Lois does basically a series of 3. And then I think we'll continue. I think it's worked out okay. I think that's all.
Ready?
That's you.
Okay. You can see the analytics from 2024. I am starting to, it's been fun, but I'm putting the whole year so you can see from month to month. I may add charts later, but I don't know. The thing I'm concerned about is I'm not concerned, but Overdrive our e-materials. People are wondering, why are they so expensive? How much we're spending and how much is being used? And NYLA, the New York Library Association, we joined them last month, but they were doing lobbying at the legislature on that very topic. It suddenly popped up again. They put it on the back burner and then suddenly it popped up. So they called out for people to tell what the e-materials budget was doing, or the e-materials spending was doing to people's budget. So I wrote down a very fast email, vicious email, and told them. And in stark numbers, if you want to know, I bought $650 worth of books in May. I got 50 books. I bought $650 of e-materials. I got 8. 8 things. So when they're wondering, why libraries are screaming about e-materials, and why all of our budget concerns it's because of that. And the demand for e-materials is not going down. So I put down in the gray, you can see for Overdrive total, you can see the audiobook demands, the ebooks, and then the e-magazines, which is another thing. But the audiobooks are just like at least 30% more demand than ebooks. So I did not put passive programs. We have passive programs at the library too. I forgot to put that in there, but I will do that next time. But you can see the program attendance is steady. we're trying to get more teens and young adults into the library, so we're creating some programs that we launched this month for that, and if it's successful, we will continue them through the fall, just using the Berkshire Taconic grant money, but I think it's, if we can keep the teen board going, then we will continue to have programs that are like financial literacy next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we're having career talks after that, so we've got, the problem we're having is nobody's asking for money. They say, oh no, we'll donate it, so we have this money to spend for the Taconic.
Right.
So we're getting, if kids attend all 5 sessions, they get a $75 gift certificate,
Yeah,
gift card.
that's good. That's
And then we'll
good.
do a drawing or something at
Right.
the end, but anyway. I want to thank the Friends for all their help, for all their hard work for
Mhm.
that book sale. That was amazing, and we already used the money for summer reading, so I appreciate that. Per last meeting, we wanted the auto pay bills done, those are
Mhm.
done. We joined NYLA. We have the policy reviews that I've included and had some good edits for those. We can talk about those. Do you want to talk about those right now, or do you want to wait until?
I think we have an agenda item for it. We'll
Okay,
talk them in there.
got the name badges. Patrick, I can mail you yours if you'd like, or
Yes,
your name badge came
we got
in.
a name tag.
If you hang on to it, I'll pick it up.
Okay,
Thanks.
and then I'm still working the director's report, the community
Mhm.
report, and it's almost done, but I keep going back and changing it.
And actually, about the name tags, I just realized that at the Stissing Center, they keep it at the center because everyone keeps their badges at the Stissing Center because that's where they need them. So I don't know. People might want to think about that. But I'll come collect mine anyway.
Okay. Let's see, we talked about the cell phone last time. I did some research and I was stunned at how cheap it is to get a track phone. So it would be total $100 to get a cell phone for a year, and that would make two-factor authentication for some of these accounts so much easier.
Okay,
So I was wondering, I mean, that's basically like a supply request, but I don't know if y'all wanted to vote on it or not, just because it's not a contract. There's no contract involved. It's just buying minutes and a phone.
I think
Okay,
that seems like an appropriate. Do we need to vote on that, or
it's a supply. I don't know.
that seems pretty cheap?
Okay. And then it'll be $60 a year if the minutes stay the same. But the thing about this is the minutes are a bucket for a whole year. You don't have to keep buying 30
Right.
like every 3 months or
So
so.
you get 1,200 minutes?
Yeah, for the whole year.
Okay.
Yeah, they make a statement.
I would say maybe we don't need to vote on the phone itself because it's so cheap, but if the minutes are gonna be an expense. Maybe vote on those. Unless you're putting them under a specific line item and not a
I would
utility.
assume it would be under communication or something.
Yeah, I would consider it a utility.
Yeah.
probably.
Okay.
So the $60, that includes the 1,200 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so that'll be like renewal, or you have to buy 1,200 minutes every year, right, or whatever.
they make you buy it the
Does
next
it-
year.
right,
If you don't
does it-
use them all, they make you.
Right, normally it's a 3-month turnover,
Okay.
and you can roll all your minutes over, but. So I found this one, I was like, oh, that's just a year and I don't worry about it anymore and it's
Right.
done, so. And I certainly won't use 1,200 minutes, but.
No, you might use the text messages,
Oh, I'll
more,
do
you
the
know,
text messages, yeah, just for two-factor authentication.
I think that's pretty straightforward.
So do we need to vote or not?
It is gonna become a standing, bill, so yeah, we probably should vote that we approve.
It's not gonna be a same bill. The minutes charges will change, but from year to year, most likely, because it won't stay $60. It'll probably go down to 50 or something like that.
But reoccurring nonetheless.
But it'll be a recurring.
yeah.
Yeah, not monthly, but annually. So, yeah, let's go ahead, and if we're all in approval, I make a motion that we approve the cell phone for the library at $60-ish annually. Second,
I'll second it.
Sandy seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, this is a new one, online fax service. We got the Canon fax or the Canon multi-function machine from Mashomic last month and I got it set up. It has a much more robust scanner and scanning feed. Our HP gets jammed up with two pieces, right? And we are faxing a lot for patrons. So what I want to do is instead of getting another line, which I do not want to work with Consolidated for anything, I would like to get an e-fax service that has both a number and so we can receive faxes as well as send faxes and on that Canon. And the costs are broken down. The one that I looked at is HIPAA compliant because we are getting a lot of attorney and medical bills and things like that, government papers that we're faxing. So I'd like it to be secure. And that seems to be the best option. It's not terribly expensive. It is a yearly fee for let's see, would be $128.40 per year for combined 200 pages send and receive per month. And then additional pages would be 5 cents each.
Will we have a fee?
For faxing,
Yeah,
currently we do not.
no, but will we?
I don't know.
We didn't have a paid service, so the problem is if we go over the 200, then it becomes
Oh, we won't.
something we have to,
We could,
200, you said they sometimes are 25 pages
they
long.
could be 25 pages
Yeah.
long, yeah.
So that'd be very quick.
Could you cap it and say anything over 10 pages is
We could
a
do that.
dollar
Sure.
amount per?
Does the
page?
pharmacy charge for fax?
They do.
Like
They charge
$4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
huge
it's
amounts.
expensive.
Yeah.
A
What
lot.
about other libraries?
What?
Maybe.
Maybe you could do a little reach out to the locals.
They're free. They do
Yeah.
free. Yeah, they're free. I don't know how, if past a certain amount they do, but I know they're free. Red Hook's free. I don't know about Stanford. I can check around. I'll
Yeah,
send
just-
you the
just-
check.
Do
Just
we have
check
an
before
average
we.
number of pages that get faxed
4 to
per
5.
month?
Oh, per person is, I don't know that. I don't know that. It varies. So it depends on the time of the year as well.
Right, it's
like-
probably school season and probably gets,
Yeah.
like ramps up a little bit and.
But yeah, I can't do the HP anymore because it literally, you had to sit there and fan it through each, and it was, so it's not working.
So the one from Mashomic was a donation?
It was a donation.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they got a new machine?
They got a new machine and they had to get rid of it by the weekend and I went and picked it up.
Great. Okay, well, that's good. Now,
How
is
did
that
you
gonna,
make that connection?
Alice Nuccio called
Mhm.
and she said, do you want it? And I said, yes, so.
Great.
that's the best kind of phone call.
Cause I've just been looking for one, seriously, cause we were
Yeah.
hurting for another printer.
Now, will it replace the printer at the desk? So it's
No.
going in the back?
It's right there, it's cause
Okay.
it's for patron service, self-service,
Okay.
it's black and white only. But it scans, it faxes, and they could do everything themselves. The only thing that HP is for is for color fax or color copies now for
Okay.
printing. And for faxing right now, but I want to replace that so that patrons can do their own faxing.
Okay.
We spend a lot of time faxing.
Can you still do if someone wants to fax one page, can you still use the other
Oh,
machine?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we could do it through the phone line, but it won't be set up through the fax line that if we get this e-fax service, but yeah. Alexis had a dedicated fax line before and then got rid of it,
Yeah.
which ugh, Consolidated is just, it has those charges I can't get rid of. For a push button phone that we can't find. So, anyway, it would be better not to have that at all. So, and the
Right.
e-fax works fine.
Yeah, no, if you can get it to work, I think that's good. So it's an annual charge.
It would be an annual charge.
Okay, so we should make a motion that we approve this service.
So are we approving just the straight almost $130 a year with no charge to patrons after a certain?
TBD. To be determined.
I think I think we're gonna run into a point where it's gonna start costing monthly, because if in 1 week the possibility is that 200 pages could get sent out, you know,
So
in
anything
one week,
above,
so it might get very expensive very quickly. Maybe we could revisit it after a trial period,
okay,
and decide what we're gonna do. from
even at
there.
5 cents a page, it's cheaper than what the rest
Right,
of the pharmacies
Right.
charge. I don't wanna compete with them, but you know, that's. It's
But if the word gets out, you might have people
Yeah.
swarming into the library
Can we
from,
put
even from other
something-
towns.
But can we
do it, you're right, you're actually right, Stanford comes up here sometimes.
we say something like, this is provided free of charge, but like, please understand it costs us, that the library will have to pay, so if you. I think that if most people see that, they would think, oh, it's free, so they would assume it's free for us to send. But if they know it's gonna cost us
Right.
money. I mean, if somebody walks in with 20 pages, honestly, my kids' medical records that I just had to fax to their summer camps
Right.
are 10 pages each, because it's
Yeah.
all of their immunization, all of that, like,
Well,
so I kind of.
maybe we should say like, you know,
5 cents each.
up to 10 pages for free and more than that. Um,
5
you
cents
know,
each or something,
yeah.
that would pay for it.
Yeah.
for the insurance.
I don't know. It
Yeah.
seems-
I was just thinking if there was a way to say, this does cost the library, it's not free for us, so
Right.
please understand that, and if they are willing to make a donation or something like that. For a suggested donation,
Okay.
even instead of charging, I don't know
Yeah.
how everybody feels about that versus.
You mentioned school. People faxing stuff for school, like upcoming,
Yeah, like I was just thinking like when are the summer camps are
It's-
probably
Yeah,
getting stuff in for sports in school or, you know, having to get. I'm just. I'm
most of it
just-
can be done by email, but
Yeah,
some places still say fax is preferred.
They have a little plan, it goes up to, but it's more expensive, it's 200, like 200 a year, so if we wanted to,
and what's that?
let me look at that. It's-
I was thinking if we just approve this at face value for the 128.40 with no charge. And reevaluate it come. September or October, because theoretically during the
Right.
summer, this would be the busy month for
Yeah,
camps and schools, and then we have numbers.
right,
I think that's a good idea.
Maybe see what other libraries are doing, see. if-
Oh.
Yeah,
It's for 500 pages a month, it's $163.80.
163
80.
for an additional 300 pages.
Mhm.
35 bucks.
35, that seems almost like a no-brainer to bump it up a little bit, to go for that one, and if we're not using it, maybe we can renegotiate it
Mhm.
next year. That's my thought.
That's fine.
And it seems cost effective. So we'll make a motion to accept the $163. I will make the motion for the online faxes. Someone would second that,
I could second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Patrick, you still there? You're still there?
Thank you.
So just a quick question, do people come in and say, do you fax? I mean,
Yes.
do most people not really know
No, they don't.
about
At
it?
some point, Alexis was trying to get Annie I think it was Annie to get the notary.
We're still
We're
working on
still
that.
working
The
on
the
that?
problem is it's up in Albany, I think it's or Syracuse, somewhere it's up north where she needs to get, she doesn't drive.
Okay,
And so, but that is still in the plan.
Okay.
That is still in the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, we're working on it.
because that's also another service. Be nice.
Okay, any more questions on that? Thank you very much.
And the bike rack.
Oh, let me go to the security cameras. Security
Okay.
cameras, we got them installed, everything's fine, everything was working
Great.
well. We got the static IP installed, it's working great. And the bike rack, yeah, I requested, we've had numerous
Yeah, that's a
people
great.
coming in. And from what I understand, there's a history of trying to get a bike rack.
I don't know about a long history of trying to get a bike rack.
So
why is it a problem? I don't know.
location apparently, but I'm just like, it doesn't have to be a permanent one. There's ones that you can just stick out there and they don't have to have concrete.
Where would you like
buttons.
it to be located?
I don't, not in the garden, not in the area, I don't even, up front even, we're on this side.
Mhm.
But I don't know how big they are, how many you could get, or like maybe
I
8 or
understand.
10 or something.
I'll
like that.
present it.
Okay,
We tried and tried for years.
And what was the problem?
There was nowhere to put it, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, just,
Yeah, but no.
but it doesn't have, I think that they were thinking it needs to be like permanently installed,
maybe.
but this, you don't have to get those, you can get the temporary ones that you can take up. for
Well, I
winter.
don't understand why it would be a problem to have it permanently installed. I mean, because then if you have to pack it up and put it somewhere, then it's a storage question. But I'll find out.
Will have to be moved to be mowed or, is that gonna, so where it's.
But I mean, Bob's doing a great job of mowing around those chairs out there, and he's doing a great job of mowing around everything, so.
The chairs which nobody,
The exercise.
And the
equipment.
exercise equipment's still back there.
My granddaughter Claire, if anyone knows her,
Mm.
petitioned to Mr. Azoff to get a bike rack at school, at Seymour Smith, and she got it.
Oh, good.
Honestly, a
Like
lot of the
everyone,
kids, a lot of my friends or my son's friends, they ride their bikes around
Yeah.
town and it's really great to see.
Yeah.
But there's a few places that could really use a bike rack that don't have them. And it's
Okay.
good for them.
It
And
is.
if we're
Words and-
continuing the teen programs especially,
Yeah.
I think a lot of them would.
It's not like we have a great lot of parking, so.
Mm.
And I wanted to add, I didn't get to add to this, summer reading has started, we've ordered materials. We don't have to have as big of a kickoff as a lot of libraries do, because we have the summer camp kids who are automatically enrolled in that, so. We're gonna have a more muted kickoff, but Molly's been going to all the elementary school classes and presenting books to read for the summer and handing out card applications, so we've got a lot of new patrons.
I did, on that note, I did bring for the elementary school, my daughter, we got this from here, it was from another one, I brought it for you, Pauling Free Library, it's a magazine subscription. And it's printed quarterly, she took it to school and she's like, all my friends were fighting over it. So I brought it, I have to return it, but also just to mention that it might be a good option for the summer camp kids
Okay.
too.
honest history.
Okay.
It's really interesting and it's geared towards, I feel like you could go younger, she's in 3rd grade, but I think second
Like
grade.
infographics, yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
it's good stuff.
okay, thank you.
That's everything with your director's report. Does anyone have any questions? I think that was all great stuff. Thank you. And next is marketing. Did people get a chance to look at the pictures? Did people have a preference? If the dark or light?
If they can't move the graphic, I'm partial to having different colors.
That's
For the
what I was
differential,
thinking,
for the- yeah.
actually. Is that maybe having the darker sign makes it noticeably different.
Separates.
Yeah.
The darker.
So that's my thought. Do we need to vote on it? We have to send it we're gonna get Eddie to decide where to put it.
And I didn't see it, I don't know if I got that. or
Oh,
not.
okay.
But it doesn't matter, I think that it would be nice if the town board could at least weigh in on the design. Because it is, the community center.
Mhm.
And then work with, I think that then it makes sense to work with Eddie.
I don't know, I can't, there's a second.
So you want the trees moved to the right side?
I had said initially to swap the graphics to the other side.
Both of the graphics through the
Just
For
the
the,
community
the
center.
community center, the designer
put that,
said it
I can
might not
forward
work
you.
well. So came up with the different colored option.
yeah, I do like the different color option too.
Mhm.
Your name is on there, Janine, so. Okay, today at 12:39,
Today,
yeah.
Mm,
and it went to my town email?
Your Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Oh, that's why,
Yeah.
I thought it was, okay.
Very something.
Okay, so I'll find it.
Yes, I think that, so I think at this point, the preferred, design would be the bicolor, you know, so there's two.
Right, the library is white, the town community center is dark green.
Yeah.
And then it's not gonna be the little open thing, it's gonna be a flag.
Right.
Did I make that up? Oh, yeah. But that's not pictured. The volume.
Correct.
Right.
Hey, can I ask a question of Janine?
Yes,
If so, I think what I'm hearing is that, and I agree that we should have the town board, weigh in on this. Do you think what is the possibility that they're going to come back with different ideas and different design ideas, and we're going to have to go back to the drawing board, or will that all be in the way you present it?
I think it's gonna be slim to none,
Okay, good.
but I just, as a courtesy.
Totally agree.
What I can't recall, I was trying to figure out whether we have to do the installation ourselves. Or whether I was trying to look at there was an invoice attached to it. Should be looking forward to. I don't think it's included. Balance due on completion. Permit approval.
No, it includes the
Oh, here it is.
hardware.
It has the hardware, but I think we have to pick it up. And then we'll have to get it installed. So we'll have to figure that out, I guess. I don't know whether the town can help us with that
Maybe
or
we could share it.
the installation. Cause I think were we thinking we were gonna pay for the whole sign or do it with? I can't recall the conversation truthfully. It's been going on for like a year.
Yeah, but I feel like you were gonna see if you could share it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the community, it's two
It's
sides,
two
it's the
sides,
community
yeah.
center and it's the library,
So
so
the
I'll
quote,
make a case for
the
sharing it.
quote was like $1,085, so
For the sign and the installation,
for just the sign, we
Oh,
have to
okay,
do the
but-
installation.
okay.
It says
Well, it says
client
client
pickup
pickup
and
and
installation.
Mhm.
Do they?
So that means
they-
they're
they
not,
don't
that's
install.
not included.
Yeah.
I think that's- I think that
And
Picks up and installation.
So, yeah.
Install it.
Right, so we don't know the cost of the installation.
I would be fine paying for the sign if the town could put it in, however they could put it in.
Do they have a post hole there?
Yeah.
I have one.
Well, we need the approval for location, we'd
Yeah.
prefer it closer to the driveway,
Mhm.
But, other than that, just need to,
Will you be able to see coming out of the building?
have you seen some, did you see the pictures?
It's high enough that
Oh,
you
it's
should be
high.
able
Yeah,
to.
the open flap is not gonna be there, so,
Oh.
yeah. I think it'll be.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh,
I saw them
I-
last time.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we prefer the bicolored versions. So, and then we'll pass that to you, Janine, to,
Okay,
and then. Okay.
and I think the location is an Eddie thing
Yeah,
too, I mean, he'll to approve.
yeah, as long as he knows we're not talking about the same location and.
And who should when he comes for a site visit, who should he talk with you about the location?
I mean, you're the one who's here more than.
So you know where you all want the location.
No, isn't it basically where it's going now, except it's,
No, it's not where it is currently. We'd like it closer to the driveway.
oh, okay.
Cause we've, the thought is that it's a little offset from the entrance.
And
The only issue is what's under the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, cause they buried the tank.
Right. Did they buried it or did they take one out?
Or they.
What did they do?
The tank, the
Propane.
propane. Did they put, is there a propane tank in back?
I guess, I don't know, actually,
I think they may
I
have.
think they're in the bag.
I think they buried it in the front.
Those are those what the green things are?
Mhm. To prevent people from driving over it.
So you want it where the barrel is right now with flowers on that? Okay.
Yeah, I think that was the thought. Kiri was the one who was keeping track of this.
So I'm sure there's code about how far from the pull-in, how far from the road, things like that. I don't know that in my head, but I'm sure there is
So I was
code
just
about.
Mhm.
There may be
Yeah.
setbacks. that
Mhm.
Need to adhere to.
Uh-huh.
And particular sizes, and if it's made out of a certain material, you get a percentage more of sign space. It's a very convoluted sign.
Is this made out of wood?
The PVC,
PVC.
correct? Yeah. PVC.
Oh, so it'll be here for many lifetimes.
You have to have the engineer involved, the town engineer.
I
know.
don't think so. I will ask that question. I think it's more of a code thing with a
Yeah.
DOT thing and a code thing. So I think Eddie can
Right.
make that decision. But, I'll ask him, figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, that drainage culvert also probably needs to be looked at some point. They've just been sitting
Oh, the cone?
the cone has been sitting there for
Yeah.
decades.
What's wrong with the drainage thing? It's sinking?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
like all of them are. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a town thing or a county thing?
It may be a state thing, honestly, it's. a
Cause
state
it's
road.
199,
It's on 82.
I mean
It's a
82,
state road.
right? Cause the same thing by the one in the
Yeah.
clock tower,
Yeah, so.
which we hear about from time to time.
82 county, 199.
Mr. Keeler is quick to point that out. The drainage, I'll ask that question.
I think they both may be.
It might
state.
be,
They're both state
They
roads.
both state.
Yeah. yeah, so,
Well,
And they're
again,
the state's the ones that
but I,
doesn't let a crosswalk be done.
know you have to go through a whole lot of rigmarole. I don't think I don't think it's gotten pushed far enough, very expensive.
the crosswalk thing,
Yeah,
yeah, it still has a voice, so
Yeah.
I hear about it, at the meetings, so.
yeah, but again, I think wherever we want to do it has to be approved by the state on state roads, and then
So do we
Especially if
need
you get
any
a bike rack.
motions for the sign?
motion.
Or are we just
I
saying
think-
Janine's gonna go,
I
and
think we just have Janine go.
here's the sign?
That you prefer the bicolor one?
Yeah, because I
The
think
town
we've,
has to approve it, yeah, right, at this point.
yeah, at this point, I can't go any further.
Does it have the dimensions on it, what she
Yes.
said?
Mm.
Okay, that's great. All right,
Okay. Fundraising, so we already talked about this, are there days that are absolutely awful for people to meet for another meeting? Yes, you've got the schedule. What days are the absolute worst for you?
Sunday, Monday. Every other Tuesday, Friday, and I
So
can make other
there's
things. I can make things work. If you just
Okay,
don't factor me in, I'll try to be.
okay.
So Wednesday, Thursday.
Patrick, when are you in town?
Sometimes.
Usually Saturdays and Sundays?
Wait, what? I got distracted. Why are we asking this question?
If we want to have a second meeting for fundraising,
Oh,
when are you?
I'm in town usually Fridays through Mondays.
Okay, okay,
And yeah, and I'll try to accommodate anything.
okay. So I'll let me, when Kiri's back, I can ask her you know, what days we could do, see how many of us we can get together to talk about fundraising. Facilities and
Not already chunks about on that, if
Yeah,
for the IP
we-
and stuff, anybody have any questions on the cameras or the static IP?
no, yeah, we got everything in one fell swoop. Okay, the policy now.
Well, hold on.
So
Okay.
can, for the facilities, I have a question.
Oh,
So
okay.
the electronic door was
Oh, yes.
reportedly installed. But I just pushed the button and it didn't open.
They were supposed to, I forgot where we were on this, they installed the door, but the door requires the power to be turned off when you've locked the doors. Otherwise, if someone pushes the door to open and the door is locked, it will burn the motor out, or it has the possibility to strain the motor and burn it out. So normally the unit will have, most units have a switch at the top that you just click off when you lock the door. This one does not. The only way to, stop this, to cut it off is to unplug it. The plug is on the ceiling. So we can't do that, obviously, we can't reach it, we don't even have step ladder to it. So they were gonna install a switch, a power switch to turn it off. He came and tried to do it, but he can't because that wall is solid, because it's the elevator wall. There is no way for him to fish a line behind there. So he was going to order one of those remote power switches so that it would connect up, and that's the last I've heard. It has not arrived. I was gonna call because it's been 3 weeks, 2 weeks, something like that.
And this is the door company.
This is no Genokio, this is.
Oh,
Genokio.
oh.
They were going to install the switch for us. Everyone's been
Okay.
very proactive trying to get it done, but the switch now is the hang up, and I don't know why, but
So it works now, it's just not plugged in.
correct, it works beautifully.
Works if it's.
So-
plugged
But I
So
have not plugged
you-
it in.
So you don't plug it in.
I can't unplug it at night. I mean, we'd have to climb up on a ladder every time we lock the
Okay.
door.
So right now it's not functional.
No, I mean, if we wanna chance it, I've been thinking about just chancing it, cause we've had several, we had patrons who could use it. But I don't want a chance of breaking the motor before it actually, we can't
Right.
properly operate it.
And we've gone this long without it installed.
Right.
Genokio is working on it.
I'm sorry, I forgot that before.
in, I forgot about that too.
I was disappointed when I pushed that button in the door.
So I'll plug it in. so
That's okay.
I'll get a ladder.
I was like, it's there.
I know. We tested it, opened it, and we tested the timing and all that kind of stuff. And I know how to adjust the timing if it's not open long enough for people.
The front door is still sticking, right? But you just pull it and it works.
I've left the handle in a locked position so that you don't twist it, but it makes it easier to open, but yes, it still sticks.
And then my two questions, I guess mostly for Janine, is there any update on the garden or?
So our engineer did write an RFP for all of the garden stuff. And so it was handed out at maybe the day before the town board meeting. People got it the day of the town board meeting, so it wasn't reviewed. And so I reviewed it. I don't know if anyone else reviewed it. It's pretty comprehensive. And the only question I had about it was, who takes care of the painting the lines in the parking lot?
That was my
And
second question.
and well, so I was told so far that, but I'll bring it up. I was told that that's not, that wouldn't be part of the RFP, that it's like kind of a different thing. It's also not a highway department thing. So I have to ask the question, how do we get lines painted? And
Right.
yeah,
What is RFP?
request for proposal.
So what about like the town parking lot or something,
thinking
those
the same
lines?
thing.
Who would-
Well, those lines need to be painted too.
They do. One big massive RFP.
If somebody
Well,
could
and,
talk to Donnie Peck.
Who
and
would do
Peck at
those
the same
lines?
time.
Yeah, right.
So, but they
But
have
that's
that
it.
plan.
Yeah, so who would do those lines?
That's a great question, because they need to be done too.
We'll just do all the lines and all of the bike racks. and-
Right.
Does maybe the town highway doesn't have the equipment for that, because I can't think of a single town road that has a line on it.
That has what?
that has a line on it,
Yeah.
no shoulder.
No, you
blades.
have
So-
to pay someone.
Oh,
So you would have
Yeah,
to contract
they
it
don't,
out.
I talked to Carl about it, and he said they don't paint lines.
Yeah.
And he said specifically related to a parking lot, because it's not a highway.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
considered a parking lot would be public property unless it was like a town building, but then.
This is a town
That would
building,
be-
but he said, because it's not a highway, so I don't know what they do. That's a great question to ask. I can ask that, who paints the, but this is not a town road,
Mhm.
Right.
so,
Well, and like they're repaving through Pauling right now, the state road, and it's all up for bid, it's a contracted company from Jersey that does it.
yeah.
But they also just repainted a couple parking lots down there, and that's a contracted company from Connecticut.
Mm.
So they're
Right,
out
so
there.
it's not the highway department.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
so we have to, that has to be.
Who does the school, high school?
Oh,
Contract company.
I'm sure.
Probably.
For the seniors with
I'm
the
sure-
dog.
I'm sure the school has to pay, the school
Yeah, the
pays for
school pays
that.
in their
Right,
budget, but they might be able to.
Company.
Yeah, well, we would,
Determine-
again, we'd probably have to send out a
Mm.
request for proposal and get bids.
Yeah.
So that was my only question in relation to.
And I'm sure it'll be too small a job to make it worth anybody's
Well,
while.
Well,
It's-
theoretically, if they do the town hall, they do the municipal lot, they do here, do we have
Right.
anything else that needs to be done? You know?
For $180, you can buy the contraption that does it on your line. I just Googled it because I was really curious. I'm like, I don't understand how it can't be that difficult.
How many
to
kids
paint
do you have?
lines. I only have two and they're going to summer camp.
I'm
So
sorry.
they're going all summer.
Seems easy, like an easy solution.
Okay.
I mean,
so-
there's also handy guides to parking lot painting lines, so I mean.
Well, I think at some point, we'd have to make sure that we've got the handicap spaces correct for
Delineated.
current code. Yeah, there are no, it's a sign that's
There's some
kind of
like
generic.
barely painted. I can't tell if I'm in a spot or not.
Mhm.
No, and nobody parks in a spot.
Well, and you can get the ones that, like the sports teams do on the
Mhm.
grass
Yeah.
out there
Mhm.
in the church.
Mhm.
All right,
Quite a few
the line.
spaces.
The line, yeah. Yeah, so I will follow up on that.
My only other question, are the outside lights working? There were a few that were not.
No, they're still not. I've emailed Amanda. But haven't gotten a response on that. But they have been switching the lights in here. We had a couple that were out. They're not being replaced with LEDs, but onesie twosies were they're getting replaced, so.
And the air conditioner has been
Yes.
settled. I
We-
know she
well,
was here the other day.
Yeah, we've been having, it's either been really too cold or hot. And I think what's happening is we've got it at a good temperature, but in the afternoons, when the afternoon sun hits through there, it's hot. It gets up to 76, which is not bad. But today we had 51 people come through the
Wow.
building to here, either as a cooling center or just as part of programs and things. So it was busy. And you get that many people in there, it kind of puts a little pressure on the AC.
Right.
Are you closed tomorrow?
We are close to Mark, but Annie has graciously volunteered if somebody needs a cooling center. I could not get an answer about upstairs being a cooling center. The library is considered a cooling center. Unfortunately, the holiday's hitting on the day that we would need it, but I had inquired whether the town would open up the community center upstairs.
Who did you ask?
I emailed Amanda,
Okay.
but I didn't hear
In
back.
and there was some, whether we were heating center, like last year at some point. And I think Amanda was coming, I think it was during one of those snowstorms or something. So, Alexis came in a little early one day and Amanda was upstairs. It needs to be, I think for posted as a state cooling center. It's not just the library, that's the cooling center.
Right.
You may get busy Thursday and Friday too, because they just close schools early.
Yeah.
dismissing at noon now on
Okay.
Friday,
Yeah, that's
Thursday and
right.
Friday because of the heat. So
Oh,
you may get busy from that as well.
I got that notice too. Minor regents, minor taking regents, but like they had to
Yeah.
move it.
But they had to move them in
Yeah.
a certain.
Into the
room, so-
auditorium.
yeah, that's.
Which is an awful place to have to take it down.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, even though
Now
they,
they're
now they've renovated it,
dismissed
so it's
early
got
Thursday.
the air conditioning in there, but it's.
They brought
still
up,
awful.
I wanted that brought up the potential of putting, yeah,
The arms on
Are
it.
you busy?
Yeah. pull up. And the quote was so ridiculously astronomical, they all scoffed at it, which I don't blame them.
So none of the seats have that.
Mhm.
So the kids have to take the test in their lap.
Essentially,
Bring a folder with
Mhm.
nothing.
is
in it.
that the only room that's air conditioned in the building?
The offices in the front are,
Yeah, like a clipboard or something. It's crazy.
I forgot to ask Will how he took us.
and upstairs, Betsy Biernat's, a couple of the rooms are, but they used to be offices, that's it.
I think if a child has a respiratory problem that requires air conditioning, then they're required to air condition
Yes.
his or her classroom.
Yeah, there's a few different things that
Mhm.
qualify for
Yeah.
that. Yeah, there's some medical conditions.
But the elementary schools are air conditioned, right? The classrooms?
They're like
Yes,
window
no.
units in some of the
Some,
classrooms.
right?
Yeah, so they're not very
No.
No,
efficient.
Well, it was probably better than when I was teaching.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it would be so fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure the teacher
I-
probably
I
provides
terrible.
it.
And it's
For
not
their
water.
And I retired
Yeah.
in 2006. The sweat, I'd be sitting in a chair, the
Yeah.
sweat would be drying.
Yeah, the number of parents I picked my daughter up so she didn't have to sit on the bus for an hour this afternoon because there's no air conditioning.
Right.
Yeah,
It's just too much.
okay. Okay, policies, so we just need to, I think approve as amended these policy changes. The two that we did this month are the facility hours, with the major change being the Pine Plain Central School District is the one that decides if it's winter closing or severe weather closing. And then striking out the annual, that seems very appropriate to me. So I think we should, unless someone thinks there needs to be a different change, an additional change. And then, yeah, we'll have to just edit it, when we finalize, produce the final version, take out the proposed revision,
Right.
blah, 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 change all the pagination. So I'll make a motion that we accept this, hours policy as amended.
Second,
All in favor?
aye,
And then the second one was the computer and internet access, and Patrick's amendments actually were really good one, to just the flow of things.
I didn't get this, I'm
so
sorry,
let's
I didn't get. to-
Maybe, I hate to approve anything without the amendments being like tucked into it, but maybe we could take Patrick's choices and then do that like as a quick vote next month, but like, I think we're all like on the same page about that, I don't know, I don't think we can approve it, or should we approve it?
I would make a motion to approve it with the changes and then maybe include it in the next month's packets, the
As
full
final.
final
Yeah.
copy.
Okay, so let's do that, we'll make a
Motion to approve the computer and internet policy as amended by all the board members.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye,
Okay, great.
and when you send out the policies next time, can you keep sending this page out? That was the most helpful thing on Face the Planet.
Which page?
The first she
Oh,
included the four, litmus tests for
Right.
what every policy should have.
Yes.
Yeah, that was hugely helpful. Big help.
That's good, yes. I think that's a good point. And then we'll pick another two policies for next month and
I
just
have a
keep
whole
going,
list.
man. Okay, so
That's a good
eventually,
idea.
in several years, we will be caught up and we can go back to the
This is
beginning
a
again.
very smart way to
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, no, it's much easier than trying to get them all done on the same day. Okay, is there new business?
I just forgot to mention, I
Oh.
don't know if I did at the last meeting, that we did plant the
The-
herb planters again
That's good
this
to
year.
know.
I need to leave, so is there anything else I need to bring to the town board?
I don't believe so. We do have to go into executive session.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure we got it. I think
Thank
we're
you.
good.
To go get costumed, Patrick.
Yeah.
I have one question, which I'll say is old business. What's the status of the newsletter? Cause I haven't been getting it.
You haven't?
No,
Well, let's check your.
I
email.
had to, I took my email, I unsubscribed and I resubscribed.
Okay, it goes out.
Every Monday.
It
Let me
might
make
just
sure-
be mine.
Well, are you checking your spam folder? Maybe you're getting in this.
Oh, yeah, because everything from my company goes to the spam folder.
No, we'll check, we'll check your address to see if you're in there.
Okay.
Yeah, cause I think. I
And by
got
that,
it.
you're
Yeah,
talking about
the-
what
the-
the library's doing for the week, right?
Yeah,
That's the
the,
newsletter.
yeah.
I get it.
Then it's me.
Well, no, maybe it's not. I mean, if
That's
you
not
resubscribe
shocking.
and. We'll try, we'll see.
Is there any new business?
I think that we should start marketing board position.
Mhm.
Yes,
We already have one open seat,
that's
Mhm.
kind of the conversation
you
that,
know.
Okay.
As public as we can get.
yeah,
That's
I
it.
think, yeah. I agree.
Signs, billboards, you know.
One of my neighbors was interested.
Matt,
Matt,
Oh, I talked to him.
Yeah.
He's.
he's too busy,
I don't know. He's.
or he's recovering. from
He's that, but it may not be his thing, but I tried talking to him. We'll see.
Oh, because he mentioned that he was interested.
Yeah, he did.
well,
He did.
there's been several conversations, so.
We'll see.
Okay, so we need to go into executive session, so we'll have to turn off the taping. But we have to go back to it
Right,
at the end.
but don't we need to make a
I'll
motion?
make a
to-
motion to go into executive session for personnel discussion.
Are we going to need to vote on anything in the executive session?
Not
So
today.
should we close? But how do they do it in town?
I'm more in favor of pausing it, the way
You
they
gotta
do it in
pause
town.
and
it's
go
not.
back.
Okay,
and then
okay.
close it.
Bye, everyone.
great.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Jean.
Bye, Gene.
We do need to vote, I think you need to vote to go into
We
executive.
do need to vote to go. Patrick, I don't think I have your phone number. Do you want me to call you? Or,
I can keep him on here, I can kick everybody else out and then keep him on there and stop the recording.
oh, okay. Okay,
You wanna do it that way?
if that works, we just need to verify that the YouTube's been stopped.
Okay,
I have you.
Okay,
alright, so we need to vote first, or y'all need to vote first.
yeah,
Motion to go into executive session for personnel discussion.
Second.
okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.